Well, tomorrow night, a lot of football players will know to stay hydrated, but tomorrow night's game between England and Mayflower won't take place. England can't field a team. They've got a forfeit after several player suspensions brought on by a fight on the field at the end of their last game. We also had LRSD tightening rules of who can get into tomorrow's games, and a brawl marred opening night in the game between Magnolia and Nashville a couple of weeks ago. Today, E311's Catherine Rowley talks with folks at the Arkansas Activities Association to find out how the sanctioning body handles and helps control all this fighting. Catherine?
Yeah, Rolly, the Arkansas Activities Association is an education-based governing body for high school athletics. And in that education, they told me that sportsmanship and having a sportsmanlike manner is what athletics is all about. But in recent weeks since high school football started, there have been numerous ejections from games. And AAA made it clear to me that any type of physical altercation is not tolerated.
We've had nearly 50 ejections in the first 2 weeks of the high school football season here in Arkansas. That number's way too big.
Bobby Swafford is the Assistant Executive Director of the Arkansas Activities Association, or AAA. He explained to me that once there is an altercation at a game and reports come in, AAA will start to look at the film to determine what kind of punishment for those involved would be.
And we'll go through and kind of pick out, any individuals that may or may not have been involved in that incident and work with both schools as far as what punishments are necessary to hand out from that altercation.
From there, depending on when the player is ejected and their actions, they could be facing a suspension of 4 quarters. And after completing a sportsmanship class, they can be reinstated. Even after the clock runs out, there's still a sportsmanship expectation.
The sportsmanship runs through the handshake line. And so if an altercation happens in a handshake line, and we've already seen that happen this year at a couple different games, if that happens, the school administration will work with us as well. But those punishments could be quite severe, or maybe even more harsh, because it didn't happen in the heat of the battle, if you will.
At AAA, there is a zero tolerance for any type of physical altercation. And with AAA having education-based athletics, Swafford also explained that all of the protocols associated with altercations have been communicated. But to help enforce sportsmanship and prevent fights, that falls on coaches and others associated with high school athletic teams.
We have protocols that have been communicated to every school in our membership. And so those coaches have to make sure that their players stay on the sideline, because if they leave the sideline and go towards an altercation, that's escalating the altercation, and it's sometimes almost as bad as the people who are involved directly with that fight or incident.
In Little Rock, Catherine Rowley, THV 11 News.